Good morning and welcome to American History from 1877 to the present. I'm your instructor, Elizabeth Hanson. You may call me Beth. I feel that the online environment is kind of sterile enough without you having to refer to me as professor. I try to keep things pretty informal. So that you feel that you can reach out to me if you have questions or concerns. I created this video to kind of walk you through the course. I think some people are more visual learners, and hopefully some of you will find this helpful. If you have any questions once you go through the video, please reach out to me. It's always best to get those taken care of right up front. The first thing you're going to want to do is read your announcement. It tells you step by step what you need to do in order when you first begin the course. And then down here, I use a tool called Remind to remind you of upcoming due dates. It's an app that you put on your phone. It's free. It works on Android and iPhones. It also has a chat feature, which I think is really helpful to my students. So it's like using text, except I don't receive your private phone number, you don't receive mine, but we can communicate as, in real time very quickly, so that if you have questions or anything like that, I can answer them quickly and you don't have to wait for me to check my email. I so strongly believe in this that if you sign up for it, I will give you 2 extra credit points the first week just for signing up for the app. It can also be used on a laptop. So if you do not have a phone, you can still, or if you don't have an iPhone or an Android, you can still use the Remind service by signing up through your laptop. And if you need help with that, I'd be happy to help you. Each week, also, I will have extra credit. 2 points each week. I will post the extra credit in the discussion board area. You'll see a thread that says extra credit. So look for that if you're interested. And like I said, it's 2 points each week. So I mean, for some of you, it could be the difference between an A or a B. So I highly recommend you participate in that. Let's go over to the syllabus. That's where I want you to head next. And I apologize, this is my version, not yours. So, okay, meet your instructor. That's me. Welcome. My office hours, I will hold office hours Monday evenings, 7 to 8, which basically means I will be sitting in the classroom at that time to take any questions, or if you want to Blackboard message me, email me, text me. Otherwise, you can contact me virtually all the time through email, phone, Blackboard Instant Message, or the Remind app chat. And I always respond within 24 hours at the latest. So please, I know that in this environment, some of you are trying to get things done towards the last minute and you might have a question. That's why I put this up. So within 24 hours, I will respond to you. The next thing you need to do is view and download the syllabus. So when you click on that, obviously it'll upload, and it's a Word document, so you can print it out if you want or save it onto your own laptop. The one thing I would recommend maybe printing out is your calendar of activities, because that lists the due dates for each module and the assignments, and that way you can kind of put it in your planner and keep yourself on track. After you do that, you have to read the student contract here. Now this is my version, not yours. Yours looks a little bit different down here, but you'll have like a box that says reviewed. Once you read the syllabus and then sign the contract and read the contract, you need to mark that reviewed. That's due in the first week, which will be ending February 3rd, and it's mandatory. So I need you just to automatically go in there and get all that done. The next thing I want to do is head over to course content. This is the meat of our course. We'll be starting with Module 1, which is the Gilded Age. The nice thing about this course is there is no assigned textbook because all of your readings are embedded within the course and they are free, which I really appreciate because I think textbooks should be as accessible to everyone as possible. So you have an introduction each week. Then your assignments will be listed too. So for this, the very first assignment is Greetings and Introduction. So you'll click on that tab and you'll go in and introduce yourself to me and to the class. And then you're going to click on the learning content, which contains your reading for each week. So for example, this is Go West Young Man is the first part. You'll have an introduction, and then each of these page numbers you have to click through. I had a student once who never clicked through these little tabs and they lost all the reading. So make sure you go through all of those for each section, okay? And when you're done with that, hold on a second, let me hop on out of here. Okay, when you're done with that, we're going to go back. Maybe, maybe we are, maybe we're not. Okay, we're back. So those are your readings for the week. Make sure you read them all. Your quizzes are worth 55 points each week. And while I will put up a study guide to help guide you as to what information is going to be included on the quiz, you do need to do the reading. There's no way for you to be successful with this quiz without doing the reading first. So make sure you do. What I would recommend is pulling the study guide up, and while you're reading, make notes based on the study guide too of some of the information, and those notes are available to you then when you take your quiz. You have 3 opportunities to take the quiz. It's timed at 15 minutes per quiz. So if you get some things wrong the first time, you can retake it, try and improve your score. Then if you scroll down here, you'll see we have discussions each week. There's your question. You'll click on discussion board. You'll go to discussion 1. You'll click on that. You'll click on create thread. And then you will click on your response. So you can give it a title or just use your name, and then you're going to respond down there. A couple things about discussion. 1, first of all, I need a couple paragraphs. They need to be substantive and constructive. You need to include factual information from the readings or other outside sources that you've used. If you state an opinion, that's fine, but you need to back it up with factual information. I'm looking for a comprehensive response. Once you put the initial post up, which, by the way, if you look at the syllabus and the calendar of activities, I want the initial responses to the questions up by Wednesday night. Technically, they're not due until Sunday evening. However, you will lose points if you look at the rubrics for not posting by Wednesday. Why do I do this? I do this for a few reasons. Mostly because I want this to be a discussion, a back and forth between all of us, not just everyone submitting everything on Sunday. That's an exercise, not a discussion, and it's not very useful or beneficial for learning. So you're going to do your initial post by Wednesday, and then you have till Sunday to respond to 2 or 3 classmates. Again, check the rubric to see the different levels that you can accumulate based on how many responses. If I ask you a question, it's because maybe I see some inaccurate information or misinterpretation, or it's because there were some gaps in your responses that I'd like to bring up. You're not required to respond to me, but if you choose to, it will count as one of your responses. I do this to try to make sure that everyone is learning as much as possible. You have the information for your quizzes and for your assignment. So that's why I do it that way. And that's the discussion board. You will have, most weeks you will have 2 discussion questions that you will need to answer. And that way we know that everything is getting done. Okay, so besides quizzes and discussion, we have a project. So I'm going to go over to the syllabus here and I'm going to pull up our project. I'm kind of excited about this project. I enjoy it. I enjoy reading them. Okay, so we're going to open the syllabus and I'll take you down to the project. So if we scroll down all the way down, assignments, there's your course project. So it comes in 3 parts. Each part is graded separately, and that you have milestones up until the basic project. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to choose a historical event between 1865 and the present. And you're going to choose a historical figure who participated in the event, and you're going to tell the story from their point of view. Below are some examples, but there are lots of different ones that you can choose from. I would highly recommend that you choose something or someone that you're interested in or that's relevant to you. For example, last semester I had a student whose relatives were actually from Selma, Alabama, and participated in the Selma March. So she chose to be Representative Lewis and go through it that way. That was great because she had all family stories to draw on. I had another student who was Hispanic, and she chose to do Cesar Chavez, which was great. So really think about something that interests you or something that you can relate to or you have some kind of background in, because I think it'll make this project more enjoyable for you to do. So in the first milestone, and again, the calendar of events will tell you when each milestone is due. You need to come up with a topic and an outline. And once we get closer to that, I will break out for you exactly what the outline should look like. The second milestone is an annotated bibliography. Annotated bibliographies basically that you list references that you've found that you're going to use, and then you analyze those references. So again, once we get closer to that milestone, I'll be posting examples for you to follow. And then the final milestone is the final paper. It has to be 5 to 7 pages of text. So you need to you can include graphics, and you need to use at least 5 scholarly sources. And again, once we get closer, I'll have more information on that, but I wanted to point that out to you. Okay, I think that's about everything we need to cover. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me right away. Don't, be shy about it. I'm here to help you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you all this semester.